Hi everyone, I'm here, makeupless, fresh out the shower, and I want to tell you what I put on my face. Not what to put on your face, what I put on my face. And you can say, oh, that looks nice. His skin doesn't look too bad. I'm going to do that. Just to note as well, I've just gone for a run, and I'm using really strong retinoid at the moment called tretinoin, which you can only get on prescription. So I'm using the highest strength prescription tretinoin, so that's 0.1%. I use it for sort of hyperpigmentation, melasma, dark pigment that appeared when I was about 30, 31, started to appear under my eyes really unhelpfully because it just makes you look permanently knackered. And it developed into a sort of Batman mask of pigmentation, which was quite fun. But obviously I just didn't want to live like that. So I've been using it since about 2018, this tretinoin, and it's really good, but it is very strong. And one of the things for me always happens when I go for a run and my face gets really flushed. This is what happens. The right side of my face there, especially, can you see it's just gone really red, where I basically put most of the tretinoin. If you are using, you're getting regular face peels, or you're using acid exfoliation or tretinoin or anything like that, they can be really beneficial for your skin, but they can also, really sensitize it, especially to UV rays. So I'm going to talk through spring skincare routine, but also what we should be doing just to make sure our skin's protected at the same time. Okay, so I cleanse, and this is so exciting because this actually isn't on the website yet, but my favorite British skincare brand, Ishtar SK, have got this gorgeous white tea mousse cleanser. You can see a little mousse there. I'll do that. I'm not going to demo it now because I've cleaned my face, but it's a really gentle foaming cleanser. The thing with foaming cleansers is sometimes there's an ingredient in there like SLS. I don't know whether it's sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium something else sulfate. Anyway, that causes the foaming, which can actually be really drying on your skin. This does not have it. Oh my God. It smells heavenly, but also any of the fragrance in here is just naturally present in the ingredients. So there's a tiny bit of bergamot fruit oil in there as well. So if you're not happy with essential oils, maybe give this one a miss. But otherwise, it's really good. Also, it's super tough on makeup and sunscreen as well. So nice cleansing mousse. It says hydration defense. I'm not sure how. I will go through the ingredients, and maybe before I list it on the website, we'll talk about what exactly is in there that helps with hydration. But weirdly, it will shock you to know that cleansing can actually be one of the most disruptive things that you can do in your skincare routine. So forget the tretinoin and the stripping acids. Cleansing can really knock off your skin's pH if it's the wrong pH, and actually, cause quite a bit of damage if you don't, if you over cleanse as well. So if you're leaving your face feeling really sort of tight and stripped, that's not great either. This will not do that. Neither will the Muji cleansing oil that I also sell. They're two different things though, I think. I would use this one in the morning to take off the night, and I would use the Muji to take off things like, sunscreen and makeup and things like that. Or you can use the oil cleanser as your first cleanse. So if people are double cleansing to get rid of, lots of makeup or sunscreen, oil cleanse first, and then I would do the white tea mousse cleanser after that. So we are cleansed. My face doesn't, I go back on what I just said before, it will always feel tight after cleansing because I'm just at that age at the moment where I just feel really dehydrated, mid-40s, and just, things are happening. So a moisture mist is what I need. This is by Pyunkang Yul. You'll know that I sell 3 moisture mists on the website. One of them is Pyunkang Yul, which is absolutely stunning. The other one is Time is Running Out by Sioris, and Fall into the Rose, also by Sioris. Those mists have a little bit of oil. One has macadamia oil, and the other one has rose seed oil, I think, in it as well. But if you just want a really plain hydrating mist, this one by Pyunkang Yul, which I think is called Calming Moisture Mist, is your guy. I always apply a product then straight onto the skin while it's still damp. So don't wait for it to dry. And it's dried in that time it's taken, because my skin is a desert. Skin is prepped really, really damp, and it's ready for whatever you've got to put on next. What am I putting on next? Panic. Not going to do the sunscreen yet. Oh, here it is. So a really nice hydrating serum. This one is by Beauty of Joseon, and this is Glow Serum with propolis and niacinamide. Niacinamide started to get a bad rap, but only because I think people just put it in everything. Bloody niacinamide. I mean, which is great. Really, really helps with pigmentation as well. But some people don't take very well to it. And I think that is because I think it was probably DCM in The Ordinary that really made this a really popular sort of ingredient. But I think it's like 10% niacinamide in their serum. And, you know, that people were having adverse reactions to it and then deciding that they just hated niacinamide. Don't hate it. It's absolutely great. Propolis is present in when bees are making their little waxy homes. Propolis is one of the ingredients in that. You can see I really paid attention in school. So this is absolutely lovely. Like I said, gives you a glow, really light, hydrating serum. Oh my God, my skin needs this so much. Oh, lovely. You don't need to use a serum. You know, it's not like if there was a fire and I was rescuing some things from my house, I would probably leave this. Much as I love it, it's not, you know, it's a nice luxury. It's just that added layer of hydration, really, and that's all we need. Now, I moisturise, I use a moisturiser, but like I said to you before, my skin is so dry. I am actually a fan of the facial oil these days, so we're going back to Ishtar SK for my absolute favourite product, and I just realised I brought the wrong thing down. I've brought the lip serum down. Let's not talk about their facial oil, which is amazing. Let's talk about lip plenish, which, oh my God, I don't know what it is. Maybe it was the fact that I smoked in my 20s and I just absolutely rinsed the sun, not the electric beach, the actual beach. I live in permanent fear of having loads of lines around my lips. So this serum is absolutely amazing for that. And also, it is said to accelerate collagen synthesis, keeping those lips lovely and plump as well. So this is absolutely incredible, this stuff. I really, really like it. I say this all the time about Ishtar. They just need to be a lot more famous and hyped than they actually are. I think they're absolutely brilliant. So I'm not going to talk about their facial oil. Let's just pretend we've got a moisturiser on, okay? I am going to show you one of the lightest sunscreens in the world, according to me. Ginseng Moist Sun Serum by, again, Beauty of Joseon. This is absolutely gorgeous. Like all the other sunscreens I sell, this is, of course, a factor 50. Look at it. It's a gel. For those people like, I don't like sunscreen. It's really thick and greasy. Absolutely be quiet. This is what you need to be putting on your face. And look, the sun is out now. I haven't been down Queen Street in Cardiff since the beginning of March, but I'm pretty sure there'll be topless men because the sun has been out for more than 3 days in a row. So when the topless men are out on Queen Street, you know that you need to be taking your sunscreen seriously. That is your message. It's like the groundhog signifying the end of winter. There's just a man with flaccid boobs and a can of Stella walking up Queen Street in Cardiff. That he is the groundhog. He signifies the end of winter, and he's telling you in his own special way that you need to be putting on sunscreen. So you could do worse than to use this absolutely stunning one here. It's really weird. I follow a lot of sort of content creators on TikTok and Instagram, and one of the big things they say at the moment, because Beauty of Joseon is a really, really well-known Korean brand, and what a lot of creators, so worldwide, Europe and the Americas, but what people are saying is, well, people in Korea don't use it. And while that might be like oh, why don't they use it? People in Korea have got thousands of amazing brands that use incredible innovation to formulate some really, really beautiful, well-formulated products at their fingertips. The fact that they might not be using Beauty Joseon doesn't say anything about how good Beauty Joseon is. Does that make sense? So who cares? I don't care what people elsewhere use. I think it's an incredible brand, and so do millions of others worldwide. So that's how I feel about that one. So now my face is hydrated, but although, I did miss the key step, having moisturizer and facial oil. However, I do feel like this sunscreen is so, so light that I will put this in my bag now. So I'm off to a sauna, by the way, in a couple of hours. I'm going to put it in my bag along with this. So these two things accompany me everywhere. And I think this is why I would usually have the time is running out spray, because they come in tiny little 30 mils. Those are the two things that I will take with me in my handbag. A really small sunscreen, little pocket-sized Beauty Joseon sunscreen, and a moisture mist. I just don't need anything else. I think when it comes to touching up makeup, touching up your sunscreen, if you're a makeup wearer, there are some really innovative ways. And I think a lot of people tend to use like a makeup sponge and pat the sunscreen on that way. I think there are sprays. I think the issue with a sunscreen spray to me is you really just don't know how much you are applying. Or you could just go for a sort of CC cream or foundation that's got, SPF at least 30 in it. I'm not wearing much makeup at the moment, as you can probably tell. I'm not wearing any makeup now, but I mean, just generally, I'm not wearing much, not being puritanical or anything like that. I just haven't found one that suits my skin tone. So I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. If you've got any good tips about reapplying sunscreen over makeup, let me have them in the comments. That was a whistle-stop tour of what's on my face in the springtime. I am now going to do a blow-by-blow account of most of these products themselves. So I think probably I'm going to talk about one now that is called Mandelic Acid. Also, the one I'm selling is also by Ishtar SK, so my favourite UK indie brand. So I'll be talking about that one next. Anyway, as always, have a lovely day. And if you have any questions or comments, let me have them. Many thanks.